Apparently, we're rolling out the extra big logo for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. An auspicious beginning to a new month. It is September. First day of September. It's Wednesday. I am Dan Kuntz. Thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCW Live channel. It's chilly. It's 46 degrees outside of our studios. We haven't been this chilly. We haven't seen a 46-degree reading at Pangbourne since early June. Been a long time, so we're off to a cool start as September is now upon us. However, the Climate Prediction Center is predicting for the month of September. This forecast came out late yesterday afternoon. For the month of September, warmer than normal and drier than normal, kind of like it's been for most of this year. I just thought I'd throw that out there. That's the long-term forecast. For the next couple of days, quite a bit of sunshine, not nearly as much wind. We're good to go with that. Do we have the Monument Fire graphic ready to go here, Uriah? Let's throw that up there. We got a fire out there in the Quincy area, above Quincy, the Monument Hill fire. Not particularly big. It's about 150 acres. That red area is level 3 evacuations. Now, not a lot of homes in that area, but the level 3 evacuation is up and running. It's Road 13 northwest from Adams Road north on east to Road J.8 northwest and to the east end of Road 13 northwest, that red swath that you see there. That came from the Grant County Sheriff's Department Facebook page. It's about 150 acres. It's burning in sage and grass. No structures are damaged, and again, very sparsely populated area. This is Monument Hill above Quincy. Fire broke out late last night, about 11 o'clock or so. We'll have more information on this later on today, but we thought we'd throw that out there. Obviously, those people who live in that area have already been evacuated. That's the level 3 evacuation in the red area, Monument Hill above Quincy, to the north of Quincy. So there you go. Wanted to get that out of the way right out of the top. It's only about 150 acres. We like that. That's good. Okay, what else is going on? It is chilly. We're going to be below normal again today. Gradual warming. High pressure ridge is going to pay us a visit. That could also mean slightly smokier skies, too, for north central Washington and the Wenatchee Valley. Apparently, we're going right to the weather forecast. I thought we were going to do cameras around the area there, Uriah. What do you say we just start all over again? Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley. That's got to be Badger Mountain. That's got to be the camera up there. I'm speculating, but there it is. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley from Badger Mountain. Beautiful view there. It's a nice drive. Ever since they paved it a number of years ago, it's a much nicer drive. Remember, you could drive Badger all the way to Waterville, but for a long time, decades, it wasn't paved the whole way. Now it is. Much more pleasant. Good morning to Wenatchee. Can't quite make out East Wenatchee. It's tucked behind the bench. Camera number 2. We are off to see, well, I want to say, well, we're looking at the Waterville area. I'm trying to figure out what camera. Is that Rude? Yeah, Rude Canyon. Looking out over Waterville. You can kind of, if you squint, you can make out Waterville. You can see the haze in the Waterville area. All of that from, of course, the 25-mile fire. In fact, this morning it was quite smoky in the Chelan area as the 25-mile fire continues to burn. It hasn't really gotten much bigger. It's still about 31% contained, still about 13,000 acres. The fire is now, 3 weeks old almost now? It's been hanging around. Good morning, Quincy. Camera, I've lost track of what camera we're on. We're back to, don't tell me. Oh, boy, I want to say, I'm drawing a blank, Uriah. Oh, that's Blag. Of course it is. That's high above Peshastin, Blag Mountain, looking down over Leavenworth. Good morning, Leavenworth. You can make out just a little sliver, I believe, of the Wenatchee River. Beautiful view of the Cascades there. Spectacular view, as a matter of fact. It's one of our higher cameras. The higher they are, the better they are for the Sky-Fi system. I think you're familiar with that. So some pretty spectacular views. Have we gone through the 4 cameras? No, we haven't. We're back to the Wenatchee. Now, that's the Wenatchee Heights East camera, not our main camera that we normally use. This camera is a little bit more to the east. That's why we call it that. And it's also a little bit lower in elevation, but it's still a pretty interesting view, to say the least. For some strange reason, our main camera in Wenatchee Heights, what we call the cross camera, is on the fritz, but we sent some guys up with a roll of quarters, and they'll put some quarters into the machine, and it'll be running again. I'm just kidding about that. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley. Okay, you saw briefly the weather forecast. Now we'll look at it again with more detail. That low is still exiting the area. It's still spinning around counterclockwise, so it's still going to grab a little bit of that cool air from Canada, and it's going to grab some of the smoke from the fires to the north of us. So we could see some hazy conditions, but once again, high temperatures below normal. We only hit 72 on Tuesday, our normal high 82, so we've had this cool weather pattern for the last 3 days or so, our normal high 82. So we're still not quite there. Sunrise this morning, by the way, 6:20, sunset 7:40, 12 hours and 20 minutes of daylight. We're losing over 2 minutes of daylight per day. And then things start warming up on Thursday. They're going to modify a little bit, but again, some of those winds could move a little bit of that smoke and that haze down into the Wenatchee Valley. Obviously, the farther north you are, the more haze and smoke you're going to have to deal with, but we'll warm up a little bit more on Thursday. Friday looks good to start out your Labor Day weekend. Quite a bit of sunshine, warm temperatures. Just a weak trough comes sliding through on Saturday of Labor Day weekend, but it's also going to be even warmer still. We'll be above normal on Saturday with a high of 87. Sunday, 86. Monday, Labor Day proper, sunshine at 88 degrees. And we go back at it on Tuesday, again, with a high of 88 degrees. Once again, the long-term forecast for the month of September from the Climate Prediction Center calls for a drier and warmer than normal September. Thought we mentioned that. One more item before we take a quick little break. We're going to replay the interview I did with Bill Schimit and David Flick. We're going to play that for you in the back half of the program. They're putting together the Veterans and First Responders Word Retreat. There's 2 of them, one later on this month and one in the month of October. So David and Bill will give you that information. That was a fascinating interview. I'm glad I'm going to be able to play that for you again this morning. After a 1-minute break, we will have your Wednesday morning headlines. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Kids are resilient. I just love their energy. They bounce back so quickly. I love the stories they tell. I love just their charisma, their character. I love to see that subtle smile that you pull out of a kid, you know, when you start talking with them about something they really like. I just love what I do, and I can't imagine I would be as happy doing anything else.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
46 degrees in downtown Wenatchee. That's the coolest temperature we've seen since before summer began. It was early June the last time we were down to 46 degrees. We'll warm up to the mid-70s today. Not a lot of wind to talk about, but you'll notice maybe a little bit more haze and smoke from the area wildfires over the next couple of days. It's 9 minutes after the hour. We begin with a child rapist who acted as his own attorney. He has to be resentenced now for his crime, but it's not likely to change his punishment a great deal. 48-year-old Jeremy Pedersen was sentenced last year to more than 28 years after representing himself before a Chelan County jury. He was convicted of sexually abusing a 6-year-old girl. Now, the Court of Appeals on Tuesday turned down almost all of his arguments to overturn the verdict, but they said because of a prior drug possession crime contributed to his sentence, a judge must now impose a sentence that does not include that factor. The Washington Supreme Court voided all cases of simple drug possession this year in its decision in State v. Blake. 2 Wenatchee Valley residents are accused of a strong-arm robbery that left one man beaten and robbed of his phone, his cash, and his vehicle paperwork. 34-year-old Lance Matthew Purser of East Wenatchee and 23-year-old Noemi Lara of Wenatchee. They are charged with robbery, kidnapping, and assault. Wenatchee police say back on August 21st, they brought the victim to Lara's home on Monitor Avenue, then beat, choked, and robbed him. Now, 2 more unknown suspects allegedly participated in the crime. Police say they also allegedly went through the victim's car and stole vehicle registrations. Both are now being held in the Chelan County Regional Justice Center. They face arraignment today. A Grandview man pled guilty Monday to his part in a plan to transport cocaine from Yakima County to the Wenatchee Valley. 28-year-old Leopoldo Alvarez is the second of 4 men convicted after an investigation by the Columbia River Drug Task Force. Alvarez was arrested after a February traffic stop in which officers allegedly found 9 ounces of cocaine in a vehicle entering Wenatchee. He pled to a count of cocaine possession with intent to deliver and faces a possible 3-year prison term when he's sentenced today. A second suspect, 36-year-old Francisco Lopez of Union Gap, is already serving 3 years. He was sentenced back in July. Health officials are unanimous. Vaccines are the key to battling the coronavirus pandemic, but since the mass vaccination site at the Town Toyota Center closed down on July 1st, the availability of shots has depended largely on where you live. The Chelan Douglas Health District is coordinating mobile vaccine pop-up events in rural towns throughout the 2 counties. We caught up with one of those outreach clinics in Orondo.
We're just here trying to serve our community and let people know that, whether or not they live nearby or if they're just driving by and want to get that checked off their list, we're more than welcome to stop by. We've had about 15 individuals come through already. And working a regular 9-to-5 schedule, it's hard to get these type of services or just take care of errands after you work, after work, especially if you have to drive all the way into the valley, Wenatchee Valley. So yeah, we purposely wanted to schedule this around that time that people are done after dinner and can have the opportunity to get their vaccine. We brought on a couple of student epidemiologists from the University of Washington, and they've been looking at the data in our rural areas, Rondo, and some of the other outlying areas in the county. And we just really saw the need to stand up these pop-up clinics in these areas to get folks that didn't have the opportunity to drive into Wenatchee or in the valley to get their vaccine. So we're just hoping to make it a little bit more equitable for those individuals that have access difficulties. We have the Pfizer vaccine, so we will be here again September 14th, I believe. It's kind of hard when you get individuals that we already had one individual who suggested he couldn't be back, but we let him know what other agencies or healthcare organizations in our area are offering the Pfizer vaccine. So we recently got this Vaxmobile is what I call it. So hopefully we can start going into these different neighborhoods and rural areas and get more shots in arms.
If personal items, if they want to go, put in there. And then here is all medical stuff. So here's like any Meg things as well. Here's non-medical, so all stationary stuff. We have same thing here. And then on this side, but here we have all our needles, syringes, and then more Meg, so masks, gloves, gowns, face masks, shields, and then here we have our sharps containers and extra stuff that we may need. And then we do a temp check every hour, just how our vaccines are controlled, so we can get it.
We're trying to get it before we demobilized Town Toyota Center. But we got it shortly after, and so we're putting it to good use now. And we will be back here in 3 weeks. And yeah, our COVID division, they're working hard. Our vaccine coordinators and clinic coordinator, they're working hard to get establish more vaccine sites. So we'll push that information out as soon as we know more.
And finally, on this Wednesday, 2 longtime supporters of Wenatchee Valley College were honored by the Wenatchee Valley College Foundation. On Monday, Sarah Lippert received the 2020 Outstanding Friend of the College Award for the more than 20 years she and her late husband Lee have dedicated to the college and the Wenatchee Valley College Foundation, including the Lippert Scholarship Endowment, which was established after Lee Lippert's death. Tamara Dezelum is a 2-term member of the foundation board. She received the Harvey Award in recognition of her continued support for the college, and also announced on Monday the 2020 Distinguished Alumni Award, which went to Jamie Ramirez, who was a teacher at Cascade Elementary in East Wenatchee. That's what's making news a quarter after the hour on this first day of September. On this Wednesday, we will have a newscast for you tonight, as we always do, at 5, 6, and 10 with a preview. Here's Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News. After a cool, windy day yesterday, get ready for a nice stretch of late summer weather. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom has the latest on the Mariners' push for a playoff spot. That and all the day's news stories coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope you'll join us then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. Yeah, you can watch it on TV at 5, 6, and 10. You can also watch it. There's a link on our Facebook page, on our homepage, ncwlife.com, and we also have it up and running on our YouTube page, so you're not locked into watching it just on TV. At the bottom of your screen are different ways you can get a hold of us. You can email us directly, news at ncwlife.com. You can go to our Facebook page and use the Facebook Messenger app, or you can go to our homepage at ncwlife.com and click on the Contact Us icon, and it's down the road you go. When we come back, baseball history made last night at T-Mobile Field between the Astros and the Mariners. Pretty spectacular game. Those details are 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Come on, I'm a certified technician. I was trained to take good care of you.
9. I've only been to the dealer.
I've been coming here for years. These guys are great.
Look around. The BMW, the Jag, the Volvo, they're all waiting for regular service. Well, the BMW has a little computer issue, but that's nothing we can't handle. Come on in.
From regular maintenance to computer troubleshooting, trust the Global Car Care technicians with your import, diesel-powered, or domestic vehicle. Global Car Care. They speak your car's language.
Dankeschön.
Are you a take charge kind of person? Consider a career as a health unit coordinator. You'll work to keep health facilities running efficiently by coordinating medical providers, patients, and departments. The Charter College Certificate in Health Unit Coordinator program can get you up to speed on basic patient care, health records management, health and safety procedures, and medical billing. And the 10-month online program includes a computer you keep. Get started at chartercollege.edu, where we work to get you to work.
18 minutes after the hour in sports, the plot line spontaneously written during a sporting contest can sometimes stretch believability. This happened last night in Seattle. You remember Abraham Toro? He was the guy that we got from Houston, that big controversial trade back in July when we sent our pitcher, Kendall Graveman, to Houston. We got Abraham Toro in return. Well, last night, with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 8th inning, Kendall Graveman, former Mariner, who was traded to Houston for Abraham Toro, faced Abraham Toro. Here you go.
Pitch number 8 to Toro. He drills this. Drilled and crushed, and this is gone! Grand slam! What an at-bat. Kendall Graveman was just filling up the strike zone with heaters, and a number of them in the same spot, probably more like that middle end, above the belt. He was fouling it off, and then touched it off from 413 feet. For Toro, his 10th home run on the year, a slam.
Now, according to Stats by Stats, by the way, I love their new album, Toro was the first player in Major League history to hit a grand slam home run off the pitcher that he was traded for in the same season. That takes a lot of research. Mariners won the game 4-0. After the game, manager Scott Service commented on how strange baseball can be, with Toro ended up facing Graveman.
Certainly not too many hits tonight, but one really, really big one. It's crazy how this game, things work out and things line up where the two guys that were traded for each other, and the game's on the line. And unbelievable at bat by Toro to hang in there against Graveman, and got one that he didn't miss, and put a heck of a swing on it, and great result for us. So nice ball game all the way around. Pitching was great. Yeah, I think, obviously Graves got good stuff. He's going to come right at you. I think when the inning started, I actually looked at my card and I said, these guys are going to hook up. I thought it'd be 2 out with 2 on. It was 1 out with the bases loaded. We'll take it. You just had a feeling it was going to happen at some point, and really glad we won that battle. There's no question about it. Not easy. We had to fight for it, but Toro's been so good since we acquired him. His ability to make adjustments throughout at-bats, throughout the game, uses the whole field to hit, and he's got some sneaky pop, and we took advantage of one of those tonight.
Yusei Kikuchi looked really good. He went 7 innings, gave up just 4 hits. Houston didn't score a run, although Yusei Kikuchi didn't get the decision. That's kind of a bummer. He deserved it. Scott Service said it was great to see Yusei looking good again.
Yusei Kikuchi came back to us tonight. That's the guy that we saw, in the first half of the season. It was dominant. It was an outstanding fastball, changeup, but really relied on the fastball tonight. Changeup got him going early and got some outs there, but heck of a job by him. And, being very efficient with the pitch count was huge. Getting him through 7 innings was an awesome effort. And then, Sewell does what he does, and, getting Doolittle out there to get the last 3 outs. Awesome job shutting out a team like that. It's really, really hard to do.
Mariners in Houston play the 3rd and final game of their 3-game series. It's an afternoon affair. It's a matinee. 1:10, Logan Gilbert and Jake Odorizzi will throw today. Other American League West action from last night. Matt Chapman homered twice for Oakland. The A's beat Detroit 9-3. Nathaniel Lowe was 3 for 4 with a home run to lead Texas past Colorado 4-3. Jared Walsh's 3-run home run helped LA stop my Yankees 6-4. So Houston's lead in the American League West is now 5 games over the A's. Things got a little crowded, though. In the wild card race, take a look. Boston lost to Tampa Bay 8-5. Of course, the Yankees lost, so the A's trail the Red Sox by just a game heading into today for the final playoff spot. Seattle 3.5 games back. Toronto slipped to 4.5 games back after losing to Baltimore 4-2. Seahawks announcing that 26 players were placed on waivers and 3 got their unconditional release yesterday prior to the mandatory NFL roster cut down. Those who didn't make the cut include wide receiver Penny Hart, the undrafted free agent out of Georgia State. He's been off and on the Seattle practice squad since October of 2019. Seahawks also released defensive tackle Robert Kimdichie, cornerback Demarius Randall, and guard Jordan Simmons. Being vested veterans, that means they are not subject to the waiver wire. Seattle can bring back 16 players from this list that you see. They can bring back today, but they have to clear waivers. In addition to linebacker Aaron Donkor, he's part of the NFL's International Player Pathway Program. He's out of Germany. That allows each NFL team an extra spot on its practice squad. The only undrafted rookie to make the 53-man roster is offensive tackle Jake Kernan. He said yesterday was a little nerve-wracking.
I didn't get a call yesterday, so I knew that was a good thing. And then I just came in this morning and I was kind of just watching the clock for the whole little bit, but around 11 o'clock, Coach Solari gave me a call, congratulated me, and I felt a whole lot more relaxed after 11 o'clock today.
Curran is one of 11 offensive linemen kept on the roster by the Seahawks. A man on the roster who hasn't been practicing, safety Quandre Diggs. He met with the media yesterday, said he's working with Seattle, trying to get a new contract. He says he'll be ready to go when they take on the Colts in a couple of Sundays.
Like I say, I think it should be cleared up pretty soon, and me and my team, we handling that. And at the end of the day, I'm grateful to be a Seahawk, and I'm gonna be here. So I'm just saying, I think I'll be out there ready to play the first game of the season. I think you guys see me at practice pretty shortly.
If it's not cleared up by the first game, would you not play that?
I just said it should be cleared up pretty soon. So I still got, 10 days? But I plan on being at practice with my teammates. I mean, you guys been around me enough to understand that I love ball. I'm going to play ball. So, just like the organization take care of themselves, I'm taking care of my business, and I'll be back shortly.
First game of the year for the Seahawks and the Colts will be the Seahawks and the Colts in Indianapolis Sunday, September 12th, 10 a.m. kickoff. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. on this Wednesday. It's the first day of September. First day of the month. I'll do the monthly holidays. September is Baby Safety Month. It's Chicken Month. It's Better Breakfast Month. It's Classical Music Month. It's Hat Month. It's Hispanic Heritage Month. September is Honey Month. September is International Square Dancing Month. September is Little League Month. September is National Blueberry Popsicle Month. September is National Courtesy Month. September is National Piano Month. And September is National Self-Improvement Month. But we just do days around here. And today is Emma Nutt Day. Emma Nutt. Not I'm a nut, Emma Nutt, who on September 1st, 1878 was hired by Alexander Graham Bell himself to be the very first woman telephone operator. We all, back in you see the photos. We actually have photos of operators in this building. The building that we work in used to be a telephone exchange building. They were all women for whatever reason. I don't know why. She was the very first telephone operator. 33 years she did the job. Of course, they don't even have those anymore. Automation has taken the telephone operator away from us. Cell phones have taken telephones away from us, for that matter. But Emma Nutt, the very first woman telephone operator, hired on this date, September 1st, 1878. So happy Emma Nutt Day. Didn't have a lot to choose from. Now, today in history, we have a lot to choose from. That is Martha. You're going to take a look at Martha. Martha was the very last passenger pigeon. Martha died. She was named after Martha Washington. She died in captivity at the Cincinnati Zoo on this date, September 1st, 1914, 107 years ago today. It's called anthropogenic extinction, as opposed to natural extinction. Natural extinction is things happen and a species disappears never to return again. Anthropogenic extinction is us. That's when we did it. At one point, there were 5 billion passenger pigeons in North America alone, most of them bred and lived in around the Great Lakes region. 5 billion of them flying around, big flocks of them. Yes, passenger pigeons were hunted by the Native Americans, but what really did them in was the European settlers, especially in the 19th century. They were easy to hunt. Pigeon food was sold as commercially cheap food, so they started hunting passenger pigeons on a massive scale. And on top of that, deforestation. Cut down a bunch of forests and trees, and that's where the passenger pigeons lived, and we blew them all away and destroyed their habitat, and that was it. From 5 billion to none. The last passenger pigeon, Martha, died in captivity 107 years ago today. Our bad. September 1st, 1939, we got a war. Nazi Germany and Slovakia. We can't forget about that. Slovakia invaded Poland from the east. Nazi Germany invaded Poland from the west, and so began World War II. Of course, the Nazis and the Soviets had signed a non-aggression treaty, which basically put Poland right in the vice of the two of them, and it was like, okay, let's go. This was not a surprise. This had been building up for quite some time. Nazi Germany and Slovakia invading Poland, Nazi Germany from the west, Slovakia from the northeast, and World War II broke out 82 years ago today. The very first book my dad made me read, The Old Man and the Sea. It's not very long. It's only about 140 pages. Dad said, you have to read this book. I'm going to make you read it. Then you're going to report back to me on the book so I know you read it. And it was published on September 1st, 1952, The Old Man and the Sea, the great book by Ernest Hemingway, is first published. The next year, it would win the Pulitzer Prize, the highest prize awarded in the literary world. It was given the Pulitzer Prize for Best Novel. Ernest Hemingway, of course, the year after that, was given the Nobel Prize in Literature. The Old Man and the Sea, one of the great books, hit bookstores 69 years ago today. There used to be a chess boom in this country, and it was because of Bobby Fischer. He did it in Reykjavik, Iceland, September 1st, 1972. 49 years ago today, American Bobby Fischer defeated Russian Boris Spassky to become the very first American world chess champion and made him a celebrity all over this country. When he returned to the United States a couple of days later, they had a ticker tape parade for him. He appeared on all these television shows. He was given the opportunity to endorse millions of dollars worth of products. He turned all of them down, all the endorsement deals. He declined those. Bobby Fischer started a chess boom in this country. You don't remember, but if you do remember, you remember how big this thing was between Spassky and Fischer. Bobby Fischer won it in the state in 1972. This is the 38th anniversary of Korean Airlines Flight 007, shot down by a Soviet jet fighter when the aircraft entered Soviet airspace. All 269 on board were killed. Here is a contemporary news report.
Anxiety had started to mount when the flight from New York to Seoul, with a stop in Anchorage, wasn't heard from for several hours. First reports said the plane had been forced down on the Soviet-controlled Sakhalin Island, which is off northern Japan. Then came the unavoidable savage truth. When the big jet had disappeared from Japanese flight control radar, it had disappeared from the sky itself, obliterated with up to 269 people aboard by a heat-seeking missile fired by a Soviet Su-15 interceptor. Among those presumed dead, United States Senator Larry McDonald and at least 30, possibly 40 other Americans and an Australian family of 4. In Washington, Secretary of State Schultz said this was no accident. He described how the Soviet hunters tracked their prey.
Aircraft for 2.5 hours, at least 8 fighters at one time or another were around in the vicinity, and the aircraft that shot the plane down was close enough for visual inspection of the aircraft.
A spokesman for Korean Airlines insisted that the plane was exactly where it was supposed to be.
Strongly believe that our aircraft must be on course.
But in Tokyo, Japanese air controllers said not true, that Flight 7 was substantially off course and well into Soviet airspace, over some of the most sensitive and jealously guarded airspace the Soviets have.
Pretty tense time, came pretty close to doing battle with the Soviets. On September 15th, 1983, the Soviets found the wreckage of the airplane, Korean Air's Flight 007. They found the flight recorders in October. It wasn't until after the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1992 when the flight data recorder and the flight cockpit recorder was returned. Turns out they couldn't hear anything and they couldn't get any data off of them. I remember that very well, 38 years ago today. And 36 years ago today, September 1st, 1985, they found it, the Titanic. After looking, well, almost since the day after it sank back in April of 1912, Robert Ballard and his crew find what was left of the RMS Titanic at the bottom of the Atlantic, and it confirmed that the Titanic did, in fact, break in half right before she sank. It was considered that was what the theory was, but nobody really knew. They found it back in 1985. Birthdays. The second most successful songwriter in the rock and roll era, Barry Gibb, leader of the Bee Gees. He either wrote or co-wrote 16 number 1 hits. On the Billboard Hot 100, only Paul McCartney has written more number 1 hits than Barry Gibb. Just about every hit song, it seems, from about 1977 to about 1979 was written by Barry Gibb, who is 75 years old today. And Phil McGraw, used to be Dr. Phil McGraw. He doesn't have his, he had a doctorate in clinical psychology. He stopped renewing his license about 15 years ago, so he can't call himself doctor anymore. Phil McGraw, talk show host, 71 years old today. All right, 34 minutes after the hour, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we get an opinion from Mad Dog McNaughty. Then we're going to replay the interview I did with Bill Schimit and David Flick. They are going to be hosting the Veterans and First Responders Word Retreat. Pretty cool information. We'll have that for you again when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
You're in Ford Country, land of Pat Armstrong, Ford Lincoln, home of the lifetime warranty. That'll sure get you thinking you need a new truck, an SUV, a car to take in on the scenery. Mountains, rivers, slopes, and streams, you might as well see them from the truck of your dreams. You're in Ford Country, land of Pat Armstrong, Ford Lincoln. You're in Ford Country.
Yippee! skippy, it's Collins summer sale. Look for our red tag on shorts, capris, ankle pants, tanks, tees, dresses, handbags, wallets, jewelry, sandals, etc. Savings up to 50% off on selected merchandise. Brands like Joseph Ribkoff, Frank Lyman, Not Your Daughter's Jeans, Cut, French Dressing, Tribal, Nellie Millie, Fly London, and Soft Sandals. Selected retired handbags from Brighton, Lotus, and Joseph Ribkoff. Come in soon for the best selection at Collins, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound. Home, where my thoughts escaping. Home, where my music's playing. Home, where my love lies waiting silently for me. Silently for me.
Are you ready to freshen up your home? Boswell's expansive two-story showroom is filled with high-quality furniture that's always discounted to give you their best price every day. Boswell's is receiving new furniture deliveries each week, so you'll be sure to find just what you need for your home without the wait. Complimentary design assistance and free local delivery. Superior customer service and the best value for your money. Start at Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
Don't make plans to store your boat for the off-season until you've checked out the Super Package from Bob File Boats and Motors. With this package, you just drop your boat off for winterizing, and they take it from there. When you pick it up in the spring, it'll be ready to go for the next season. There are too many features in the Super Package to list here, so get the details. 509-884-3558.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
Badger Mountain Brewing is proud to announce the grand opening of our new kitchen. Come try out our new menu featuring fabulous steaks, prime rib, gourmet burgers, and seafood grilled up by experienced meat master Chef Galen Goodman. To complement your mouth-watering meal, Badger Mountain Brewing features 14 in-house crafted beers, an alcohol-free root beer infused with 11 different herbs and spices, 3 different ciders, and a great wine selection. Don't miss out on the best meats and the best brews down at Badger Mountain Brewing. Located at 1 Orondo Avenue across the tracks from the Pybus Market. Things have changed in the motorsports industry. Short supply and high demand have emptied showrooms. But what hasn't changed are the experts at House Motorsports. They are here to help you reserve the machine of your choice. Stop by and check out the latest 2022 Husqvarna motorcycles, UBCO, and Intense electric vehicles, and other new additions to the House Motorsports family of high-quality products.
Over the last year and a half, the industry's absolutely changed, but the Doghouse is still your best option for all your power sports needs.
Hey, this is Mike, Mad Dog Magnati, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, as a mental health professional, I sometimes deal with clients and the stress and angst that's caused by their finances. Now, some folks are working themselves to the bone to not really build their business, but to make their business bigger and more financially successful. Now, I always ask these people, what are you really working for? Now, being a financial success is fine. Money is a great thing. But if it becomes only a goal in itself and not the tool it's supposed to be, all some people are working for is gain, not for a life of fulfillment. You know, sometimes Rosie and I just go out for an expensive dinner or take a weekend out of town without worrying about what we're spending. And we look at each other and say this in a meaningful way, together, this is what we're working for. And that's the truth. And this is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
Crystal's Restaurant and Lounge in Leavenworth has a warm environment to enhance your dining experience. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Crystal's Intimate Lounge is a wonderful place to relax and dine with beautiful views of the mountains. Do you have a special occasion coming up? Call Crystal's to reserve their event space. Whether your event is grand, intimate, or casual, Crystal's provides unforgettable food and superb service. Crystal's Restaurant and Lounge, proud to be serving fabulous food and drinks.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Kerry Condata. This is the 12th District TV show, aired 8 times every week on NCW Life TV. We cover business and politics like no one else does it because I've been there and done it. 30 years self-employed, 16 years in the House of Representatives, and 12 years running campaigns across the state of Washington. That resume means you're getting information you can't get anywhere else. This is the 12th District. I'm Kerry Condada.
Come on out to Chelan County Fair. All your friends and neighbors will be there. There'll be cows, there'll be chickens, guitar picking, there'll be plenty of food to be shared. Come on out to Chelan County Fair. Come on out. Yo, come on out to Chelan County Fair.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Flooring is the foundation of decorating. It sets the tone for your home and reflects your lifestyle. At Apple Valley Floors to Go, their goal is to help you make that choice a great experience. You'll find extensive flooring options at their beautiful East Wenatchee showroom. Engineered hardwoods, laminates, vinyl planks, carpeting. Do it yourself or have their professional installation team do the work for you. Family owned and operated in East Wenatchee.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. Coming up in September out in beautiful Malaga. This is a special invitation for you veterans and first responders. This is an event that's been going on for quite some time. It's a chance for those folks to get together and get a little spiritual inoculation, if you pardon the pun. And here to talk about this very cool weekend retreat. Bill and David, introduce yourself to our television audience.
I'm Bill Schimit.
And I'm David Flick.
David is a Chelan County Sheriff's Deputy when he's not hanging around here. And, well, we're not going to tell you what Bill does because it's too complicated. And
Plus, it's probably secret.
Yeah. No, it's not at all.
You're part of the organization. Kyle Green, my good friend Kyle Green, reached out to me. By the way, congratulations, Kyle. Reached out to me. This is something we did a couple of years ago. Obviously, didn't happen because of COVID last year, but it's back again this year. Your involvement in this organization, I'll let both of you go. Go ahead, you go first.
So my involvement is from the first retreat. This is actually going to be number 3, and then David's doing number 4, so 2 in this year. My involvement was just a retreating when I first got on, and David. And the like.
We ended up going to the same retreat.
Yeah, and
he was lucky enough to have me at his table. So
I was.
Is that how you met?
No, we've known each other for a while, and so. Just getting there for me was a big hurdle, and once I got there and I understood what was going on, I thought, well, I was invited on to the leadership team the following year, and it's just been an uphill thing for me the entire time. So this is a passion for me.
So what you were a little resistant to get involved?
Absolutely.
What you mind telling me why?
It's just the retreat, just the word retreat is, for me anyways, I've been invited to so many of these, whether it wasn't ever a word retreat, but other retreats, out in Plain or whatever, and men's breakfast retreats and stuff like that. I'm like, it's just not my thing. I don't do that kind of thing. So I finally gave in to the pressure. I succumbed to the pressure, and I've just not looked back ever since. I mean, it's a passion for me to help veterans and other men that are having a hard time figuring out what to do in life and which direction they want to go as far as spiritually. So yeah, it's been a passion. So I absolutely love doing it, and I will do everything I can to.
Do you find it ironic that you were resistant to get involved in the organization, and now you're here on television talking about it? I mean, that's
absolutely out of my comfort zone.
Yeah,
altogether. Yeah.
But here you are.
Here I am.
And so you must obviously gotten quite a bit out of the previous retreats.
I did. Yeah. So. I think I've gotten more out of watching the transformation of other men, and so that's just so rewarding to me.
Again, this is for veterans and first responders who see things that us and the general public don't, and that includes you in the world of law enforcement. You've probably seen some things that most people would go, yikes. So is that, talk about, if you're comfortable, talk about how your involvement came with the veteran and first responders word and how you came to be involved in the organization.
Well, I'm kind of the same book, different chapter as Bill on that. Was resistant, very resistant. It's like, you know, the stigma that goes with somebody who goes to retreat is, oh, they're soft and they're foofy, and I don't want anything to do with that. And who would go to meet with a bunch of men in the morning for a Bible study retreat or whatever? So just the stereotype that I put on that was like, ugh, I don't want anything to do with that. And I ended up getting introduced to the first veterans retreat because I'm a veteran as well as working in law enforcement. And it was by somebody who I would argue is a very tough man, a man's man, if you will. And he was like, you need to go to this. And I'm like, I'll think about it. And I was like, then I got to think about it more. I was like, well, if this guy, who's arguably pretty much a man's man, is he's saying that this is a good thing to go to, then, well, maybe I can give it a shot. And I signed up for it and instantly was looking for a way to get out of it because I don't want to do this. And told my wife I was going to it, and you know how it is. The more people you tell, the more people hold you accountable to go. And so I was looking for reasons not to go, and my wife ended up breaking her leg the week before. And I was like, yes, I got my way out. And my wife's like, no, you didn't. I'm like, so I ended up going, and I got a lot out of it. And then the next year, Myron eared me down and had me be on team, if you will. And then he had a vision that we should probably do 2 this year. And he called me and Bill in, and I thought he was gonna be the director and I was gonna be his assistant. And that wasn't the case at all. He's the director for the first, I guess the 3rd Veterans Retreat now?
Yeah, second? Number 3, yeah.
And I'll be the director for the 4th one about a month later.
This is specifically geared to veterans and first responders for a reason, and I'll let both of you tackle that, because we all could use a little jolt of spirituality now and again, you know, a little tune-up, even if you have a pretty good relationship with the Almighty, whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. But for veterans and first responders, they're the focus here, because, and I'll let you fill in the blank.
Well, this was all started just because I think Myron Vieira really wanted to just do something for veterans, specifically veterans and first responders. And just the cool thing about this, I mean, he's done hundreds of word retreats, you know, across the nation. And what he found different with this right here was that you get guys who have been either out of the service for a while, or maybe they're still in, but most often veterans, they just, once they leave the service, they don't have that camaraderie that they used to, and something that they may not even know that they're missing in their life until, I mean, because you get out in the civilian world and it's just different. You know, you don't talk about the same things as you talked about when you were in, or you can't talk about the same things that you talked about. But then you get with other guys and you yes, you're there for a reason to hopefully get spiritually connected, but ultimately you get to talk to other guys about what they've been through, and you get to hear from other people what they've been through, and it's just open sharing, and that's, I'm not saying that you go there to pour out your guts and your heart. It just happens. You know, it's nice to be able to talk about some stuff.
I don't know if you can add any more to that, but he pretty much nailed it on the head. Did he not?
Well, Bill was a senior chief in the Navy, so he
just
does
a chief. No, chief.
Well,
congratulations on the promotion, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
I don't think David has the authority to do that, but anyway.
Spot
promotions. I like that.
So he does like to wax poetic quite a bit. So the only thing I would add is there is that brotherhood that you just don't get in another line of work. I've looked for it even in law enforcement. It's there, but it's not as strong as the people that you go and serve. Like the gentleman I served in Iraq with, it's just not as strong as that bond is.
The next retreat is going to be, I believe, the last weekend in September. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that
So
the next
September
one
16th through 19th.
thank you very much.
Mhm.
Walk me through. Hopefully, we planted a seed out there for you veterans and first responders who might be interested in going. What does it entail? What for those folks who've never been there? Talk about those.
Can't
3
tell
days.
You have to show up to find out.
Yeah. I don't know. It's there's a lot of inner workings that happen, but I think for the biggest takeaway from this is yes, we're not going to talk about what actually goes on there because there's a lot of cool things.
I
that goes
understand
on.
it.
Yeah.
Just a general framework because
Well,
both of you sounds like you were drag kicking and screaming, and now you're like. Come
nobody's going to drag this guy around,
No,
but
no.
I would try. I would fail.
He would snap you in half,
That's
Bill.
right.
He's kidding you. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
Just is it a structured program? Is there a lot of just
It's pretty
interaction
structured.
between the people?
Yeah.
Just
I
gathering
mean,
and eating.
It's
that
pretty
kind of
structured. There's a lot of gathering, a lot of eating. So
Yeah.
don't show up on a diet and think you're going to keep that diet. There's lots of time to talk and just get to know each other and build those connections.
But it's not weird. It's not the weird. Like
Yeah,
we're gonna we're doing A and then we're gonna do B. It's not. It flows. And so, my first day I'm like, yeah, this is all right. And then the second day I wanted to be more involved. I just wanted to do more. And so yeah, it's just not awkward. It's not an awkward structure. It flows and people. It's not for everyone, but a lot of people do get a lot out of it. So
I would also just add that it is not for everyone, but you'd be surprised who it is for.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, both of you, I mean, with military backgrounds, it comes with order and discipline is built into your psyche at a certain point, and you're always going to have it with you. So that part of the program is essential, but so is the getting together and shooting the bull with the guys and sharing common stories and common experiences.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, and I think it's designed that way because for me in my life it was where's our SOP at, and our
your checklist and your clipboard.
Got my clipboard out in the car, by the way. I didn't bring it in today, so. But yeah, so I was like that, and so if you're asking if it's that structured, it's not.
Okay. Here's an interesting question. How much does it cost, and how do I get them? I hope we've planted a very important seed to those people who we're specifically addressing to.
And if you can't make it to Bill's retreat, mine will be a month later.
Okay, and probably more enjoyable. I'm
It
assuming.
will be.
Most likely,
It'll be led by the Army instead of the Navy, so it will be better.
Oh my goodness! Here we go.
There's got to be veterans and first responders who know about this, but they maybe like you, Bill. Like I don't know, I don't know. I'll give you one more chance to sell your product, not to sell your product, to talk about why these people who should come, and then we'll get into some of the specifics about dates and locations and cost and all that other stuff. So I'm going to let you and David give your sales pitch to the people out there who, I mean, you guys are two perfect examples. No. I want to get out. Oh, good. My wife broke her leg. I don't have to go. And yet you went, and here you are talking about it. So, one more time, for our viewers out there in television land, talk about the veteran and first responders word on the two retreats and why they should go.
All I can say is that if you've heard about it either through this station or a friend, relative told you, hey, you should probably do this, or invited you saying maybe you should do this. You got a phone call from somebody saying, hey, I did this word retreat, you should check it out. It's a weekend, set aside whatever you got going on, and it's free. Yeah,
no charge.
Thanks. Yeah. It might be an inconvenience and something that's out of your comfort zone, but I guarantee anybody who ends up getting out of their comfort zone, they will enjoy this weekend and they will get something out of it.
David, I'll let you have the final word.
It's free. There's lots of food.
Free and lots of food.
Two things veterans like.
There is a Facebook page.
And coffee.
And coffee.
And there will be
There's
coffee.
a Facebook page. I'm on it right now. Just go to Facebook and type in Veteran First Responders word. It's going to pop right out. Specifically, where is it at? All it says is Malaga. So is it going to be at a undisclosed location? You don't have to say. I mean,
What is that, Calvary
It's
Crossroads?
the Calvary Crossroad camp they have.
I understand. I understand. Cool. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate this. And hopefully we'll get people to come.
Hopefully.
Absolutely.
Because you guys are great salespeople. Bill and David, I appreciate you coming on the show. So,
yeah, thank you very much for the airtime.
Yeah, you're quite welcome. I appreciate it. And
so the dates again.
Yeah, go ahead.
So September 16 through 19, and then David's is October.
Oh my goodness, you're gonna make me.
That's all right.
Remember dates this early in the morning? If you don't mind, I'll pull out my.
No, go right ahead. We got nothing but time.
Mine will be the 21st through the 24th of October.
There you go. Thanks for coming on, Bill and David. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
Hey folks, Carrie here from Blueberry Hills, here to welcome you back to all the delights of both indoor and outdoor dining. As things continue to normalize, you can expect the same great experience that's made Blueberry Hills a true family favorite for the last 20 years. We've added a few new items to the menu, but not to worry, because we're still serving up your old favorites too. So come on out to Blueberry Hills, where people fall in love at the very first bite.
Green Motion e-bikes have rolled into Wenatchee. We've got fun, affordable e-bikes for the whole family. Portable e-bikes that fit right in the trunk of your car. Fat tire mountain bikes plus unique vintage style bikes you won't find anywhere else. Get some exercise with pedal assist or just cruise up to 20 miles per hour with the throttle. Starting under $1,000, Green Motion e-bikes are affordable fun for the whole family.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow. We have live bands to rock the night away, comedy to make you laugh, and if that's not enough, we have poker every Monday and Wednesday night. Club Crow in Cashmere has it all. Check out our Facebook event page for dates and times. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
Are you a take charge kind of person? Consider a career as a health unit coordinator. You'll work to keep health facilities running efficiently by coordinating medical providers, patients, and departments. The Charter College Certificate in Health Unit Coordinator program can get you up to speed on basic patient care, health records management, health and safety procedures, and medical billing. And the 10-month online program includes a computer you keep. Get started at chartercollege.edu, where we work to get you to work.
All right, it's now a balmy 48 degrees. We got down to 46 degrees about an hour ago. That's the coolest overnight low we've had since early June. Been a long time. It feels autumn-like, but we still got summer to go. From the National Weather Service, one more look at your forecast. Quite a bit of sunshine today, maybe a little hazier than we've had the last couple of days as that very last part of that low pressure begins to move out of the area, but of course it spins around counterclockwise. It is going to grab some of the smoke from the fires up north, not only from the 25-mile fire, but the Cub Creek fires up near Winthrop and even into Canada. Going to move some of that smoke and haze down here, so don't be surprised if we have some filtered sunshine this afternoon, and cool still. High of only 76, or normal high for this time of the year is 82. We only hit 72 yesterday. 53 for the overnight low tonight. Again, a tad hazy on Thursday. We can't rule out some area pockets of smoke. The farther north you are, the more smoke and bad air you're going to deal with. About 80 degrees on Thursday. Then we head into the weekend, the holiday weekend. For Labor Day, sunshine and warm on Friday with a high of 83. Weak system comes through on Saturday with maybe even a raindrop at a high of 87. Then sunny and warm for Sunday and Labor Day proper. All right, that's it for us. Have a great Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.